We recently saw a pretty decent move out of IDEX. Will that continue, or is it going to continue falling? That's what we want to find out, or at least that's what you want to find out as one of my viewers. So I see that other YouTubers have taken advantage of this move and of all the hype around the company and started making videos. But are these videos warranted? Is all the hype warranted, or is this another pump and dump? In this video, that's what we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to be telling you exactly why or why not you should be buying or not buying this stock. And we're going to be starting right now. Hey, what's going on? It's Pat from Top Ticker Trades. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to grow your wealth through investing and trading stocks in the market, make sure you start right now by subscribing and tapping that bell so you never miss a thing. I'll see you in the video. Let's go. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Ideonomics or IDEX stock. Now, I've previously done a video, or about 3 videos, I would say, about the company, explaining exactly what the company is and what they do. So in this video, I'm not going to be going over all that. At least not in very great detail. In this video, we're going to be talking about what all the actual hype has been all about. We're going to be discussing where I see this company going in the near future and whether or not I believe, in my opinion, that this stock is a buy or not. Please keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not your financial advisor. You should consider that this video is for entertainment purposes only. You can even consider it to be for educational purposes, but do not listen to me as far as buying or not buying the stock. That is just my opinion, and I can tell you what I'm doing, and that's as far as I'm going to take it. But ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I would like to ask a favor of you. These videos do take me a lot of time to research, record, edit, all of that fun stuff that no one likes to do. So I ask one favor of you. Please go ahead and smash that like button, because an early thumbs up really helps support this channel. It helps support what I'm doing here, and ultimately it helps me bring videos just like this one to you every single day, which is what I'm doing. With that being said, an early thumbs up from you really gets me motivated, especially when I see the YouTube algorithm showing me love. It makes me want to return the favor and show you guys even more love. Another thing I gotta say very quickly before we get started is that if you haven't joined our growing community yet, make sure to do that by hitting that subscribe button and tapping that bell so you never miss a video, because these videos are filled with valuable content that's going to help you make a ton of money in the stock market. But without any further ado, let us get started. So as I said before, today we're going to be talking about IDEX or Ideonomics. And the first thing that I need to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is that this is a penny stock, and penny stocks are extremely volatile and extremely risky. So fortunately for us, however, the downside is defined and limited. In fact, if the stock were to go to zero, your max loss, assuming that you bought in at the time of this recording, which would not be possible as it's the weekend right now, but that's $2.85 per share. I'm recording this video on a Saturday, as I said, and the markets are closed. This being the case, who in the heck knows what the share price will be when the market actually opens back up. I don't see this stock going down to zero anytime soon, but nonetheless, there are certain risks associated with penny stocks, and it is imperative that you understand those before purchasing any shares of this company. Now, while some of you may already grasp this concept, others are probably wondering why we're fooling with penny stocks in the first place. So while I can't speak for everyone, I can speak for myself by telling you that I find penny stocks attractive sometimes, because while the risk is minimal, the rewards can be out of this world. This is exactly why we're talking about IDEX or Ideonomics today. And let me go ahead and tell you about the company now. Ideonomics is a global company that facilitates the adoption of commercial electric vehicles and supports next-generation financial services and fintech products. Their electric division, Mobile Energy Global, or MEG, if you're into using acronyms to refer to a company's divisions, provides group purchasing discounts on commercial electric vehicles, EV batteries, and electricity, as well as financing and charging solutions. IDEX likes to refer to this business model as sales to financing to charging. Then there's Ideonomics Capital, which provides intelligent and innovative services for the fintech industry. Together, MEG and Ideonomics Capital provide the company's global customers and partners with more efficient solutions. Ideonomics is headquartered in New York, with offices in Beijing, Hangzhou, and Qingdao, and operations in the U.S, China, Ukraine, and Malaysia. But let's talk about some of the opportunities available for IDEX. There's most certainly a global commercial vehicle opportunity. From 2008 until 2018, there were over 191 million commercial vehicles manufactured worldwide. As more countries like China implement blue sky environmental policies, demand to replace gas-fueled vehicles with cleaner alternatives and the infrastructure to support them is expected to grow rapidly. In addition to replacing fleets by 2040, global small van and truck demand is expected to increase by over 50%. Global heavy goods transport demand is expected to increase by 57%, and global municipal e-bus fleet is expected to grow by 300%. Meaningful environmental, social, and governance is driven by global clean energy policies. As with several other companies that we've previously seen and that I've covered in the EV sector, Ideonomics and MEG are focused on commercial fleets. And obviously, companies are doing this because there are several advantages in doing so. For one, they are more simple to implement. Fleet operators are refreshing vehicles. Fleets provide lots of vehicles as opposed to just one vehicle we see with a single consumer. And of course, they consume more fuel as more miles are driven annually. The weight of cargo must be considered, and heavy reliance on diesel fuel equating to more pollutants. Ideonomics is an American company with a global footprint. In the United States, Medici Motor Works division will develop North American specialty vehicle and pickup truck markets, while MEG, the acronym that we talked about earlier, is focusing on China through Beijing, Qingdao, and Guangzhou. Now, I have no idea if I pronounced that correctly, so someone correct me in the comments below. It's also worth mentioning that IDEX is the major owner of Tree Electric, which is an approved EV manufacturer and distributor for Malaysia. Tree Electric will drive ASEAN commercial EV sales, leveraging Chinese and Korean OEM partners for manufacturing, and Ideonomics achieved several milestones in the first half of 2020. So let's take a look at some of those and discuss for a minute. They developed a robust order pipeline. They have the soft opening of the MEG Center in Qingdao. There was also the launch of Medici Motor Works, and they achieved deliveries and revenues despite the negative impact of the virus. They also reduced company debt by 50% and made progress on divesting non-core assets. And cash at the end of June 2020 was $34 million. But what about their goals for the second half of 2020? Well, Ideonomics' goals for the second half include being able to execute on deliveries and revenues from existing orders. They intend to continue developing a diversified order pipeline. They want to develop battery as a service partners, bring additional dedicated financing sources online, and they want to begin building of the North American EV supply chain for introduction of Medici Motor Works EV trucks. So what I want to do now is talk to you guys about why this stock ran up, and then we're going to talk about why it sold off. So let me start off by saying that this isn't my first rodeo with IDEX stock. I've traded it in the past several times, and I'm very familiar with how this stock trades. So with that being said, what we just saw happen doesn't really surprise me at all. But before I get ahead of myself, let's do one thing at a time. So one reason that this stock ran up is because the entire EV market, or all EV related companies, were in fact running up pretty hard. Now we know that in the market we often see sympathy plays, which means that a stock will run based on a move from a related stock, even if there is no catalyst for the stock moving on sympathy. So we would actually consider the related stock's run as being the catalyst for the move that we witness by the stock moving on sympathy. So my second reason, we saw some good news come out, and it happened to come out right at the right time. But this wasn't just any old good news. This news was good enough for IDEX, which is a penny stock, okay, to lead all of the NASDAQ gainers. Now, of course, I'm going to tell you what this news was, but first, let me take this opportunity to tell you about a special opportunity for you today. So today you can go and grab a free stock by trying the First Trade platform. Now this is an app. My link is in the description below. I'll make sure that it's the first link in the description below, so you don't have to look for it. But with First Trade, it's a platform that's similar to Webull, but I believe that it may be a little bit more advanced. You don't have to deposit any money to get your free stock, and the platform gives you special privileges that you just can't get on Webull or Robinhood. For example, you're going to be able to buy OTC stocks. Now, of course, if you're not using Webull, feel free to use my link, which will be also in the description below, along with a few other platforms some of you may or may not be familiar with. Now, I'm very sorry for spamming you there, but we can now return to regularly scheduled programming. So back to the topic of IDEX. After the news that I just mentioned, shares soared 64.9%. And the news, if you haven't figured it out already, was IDEX doubling down on their investment of a California-based company that goes by the name of Solectrac, or Solectrac Inc., which happens to make battery-powered electronic tractors. Now, initially on October the 22nd, Ideonomics invested $1.3 million in the company, which gave them a 14.7% stake. On November the 23rd, 2020, which was when this big run-up happened, IDEX dropped another cool million and, of course, some change on the company, which will now give it a 24% stake in the company. Now, after the deal is actually closed, this will turn into a 22% stake. It's rumored that IDEX will take one of its divisions, maybe even more, public, either through an IPO or a SPAC very soon. However, this is just a rumor as of now, so, don't hold your breath on it. Now, if we consider how fast other EVs have recently made parabolic moves, we should not discount that IDEX can make the same type of move. In fact, after seeing companies like Solo going parabolic, I immediately racked my brain trying to think of other companies that would likely follow. I then noticed that IDEX was a lagger, as it hadn't made its move yet. Now, sure enough, within a couple of days, we saw that IDEX actually made its first move to about $4. Now, of course, it came back down from there, but as we can see, it's also holding a lot of its gains. In other words, it didn't lose them all. So I think I'm going to step out on a limb here and say that I believe we're going to see some bigger moves out of IDEX stock. But with saying that, you should also keep in mind this is a penny stock. This is extremely risky, as I've been saying throughout the entire video. So please be mindful of how much you put into this stock. It's likely, or it's possible, that you could lose it all or majority of it. So I think that's going to wrap up what I was going to say about IDEX today. But before you guys go, here's what I got coming up. So the first video that I plan on releasing tonight will be a video related to SolTrack and how that's going to affect the share price of IDEX. So make sure you guys are keeping an eye out for that. The second video I plan on releasing, and I don't know if it's going to be tonight, maybe it'll be tomorrow. It just depends on how much time I have today. But that second video is going to pretty much tell you all of the risks that are involved with holding this stock. This is definitely a video that you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss the first video I talked about. So make sure you guys are subscribed before you go. Make sure you tap that bell so you're getting all of your notifications, because you're going to want to get these videos as soon as they come out. Now, with that being said, if you guys want to watch more of my videos right now, stay tuned for the end screen, which will show you some videos that YouTube has suggested for you. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, you've made it to the end of the video. If you found this video helpful, I ask that you help this channel out by smashing that like button, as it motivates me to keep making videos just like this one every single day. If you're not a subscriber, you should consider subscribing, as I publish valuable content like this daily. You can do so from your screen right now, and if you want to check out more of my videos, you can click on the video that you'd like to see on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.